Hi, hope you're well. I've called this Saturday Night Fever because it is generally weekends and people relapse, isn't it? Including myself, actually, because it's the fear of missing out, isn't it? The fact that you're used to going out on the weekend and you've had maybe a busy week and you want to reward yourself. That's a great thing I hear. I want to reward myself with a drink. When you explain to people you're not rewarding yourself, you're committing slow suicide. That's what you're doing when you reward yourself. Um, and people see things slightly differently then when you explain it. I mean, I was the same. It's a busy week. You think, oh, I've got the drinks. Had a busy week. I had a busy week. Everyone's got a busy week. President Trump's has a busy week, hasn't he? Had a busy week this week. He's never drunk. However, that's a different story. But getting back to the rank and file like us, you assume that when you walk past the pub, everyone's in there having a great time, don't you? But remember, when you were in there, you weren't having a great time. I wasn't having a great time. Most of it was just torture. Trying to drink to feel better. Trying to drink because I thought I had to. Trying to drink, well, fall like sheep, don't we? To be honest with you, the first few years when you're young, a bit crazy, can be quite good fun with it. And that's it. And it's still going to catch up with you. That's the problem. Hi, Jason. Hope you're well. Nice to see you. I'm going to put these on because the type's very small in these chats. Hi, Jason. So, this fear of missing out, the boredom factor, weekends, the fact you've had a busy week. We all have busy weeks. It leads us back into the booze. And it is just like itching for a drink. Have you heard that expression? Oh, are you itching for a drink? That's what it was like, isn't it? You're itching for the time to go out. And you're like, oh, God, I wish it was time to go out. I never used to go out too early. And I had a couple of mates who used to go out at 7 o'clock. I thought, I could do that. So I used to go out about 9, 9:30. And I still used to drink more than them. So, not catching up, I was a fast drinker. I don't know if any else has been like that. Thanks, Jason. Fast drinkers, super fast drinker. And they would be like, wow, this guy, I would catch up quick. Not that there was a competition, but that's just the way I felt. And I used to hate getting into a round. Say the three of you, Tom, Dick, and Harry. Jason, definitely itching for a drink, but you've got to try and stave off that craving, Tom, Dick, and Harry, and me, 4 of us. Put money in a whip, 50 quid or something. And they drank slow, and I'm waiting for the next pint. I drunk half of mine when they were on the first sip, you see. And I didn't seem to have any bad effects. I think I was quite a high tolerance drinker when I was young. I used to drink a bit of my dad's home brew. I remember the guys used to come down I played in the band on the Saturday, have a few glasses of home brew, and they would stagger away from the house about 6 o'clock. And I would go out the same night feeling great. The tolerance was massive. Hi, Alan, Stephen, love your channel. I'm giving it up in a minute before I go to a higher stage. It's good, you can do that. If you need any help, I'll put a number on here. If you need any assistance, get in touch. I've also got an ebook out as well. Have a look at the ebook. It's in the link is in the description. In the description of the video. Of all the videos. Put the link in the description. I should type quick properly. On the videos. It's only $5.99. Price per pint. It's a good reference book. Have a look at that. It's very handy. Clive Alive, thanks for your hot thoughts. We are sold booze everywhere on TV. Well, on the shops. It's Easter, isn't it? I went to one of the Morrison's branches today, and there was Easter eggs on the left, booze on the right. It's the same any holiday time, isn't it? But you go past. I'll buy this Guinness Zero, and you go past the alcohol aisle. It's still quite cheap, really, isn't it? The pubs are expensive, apart from Wetherspoons. I don't know how Wetherspoons manage, I noticed the Guinness Zero advertising at Six Nations. Really, I didn't know that. Getting people back on it and building brand loyalty with the young. Right? Okay, it's interesting that, yeah. The sell out quite quick. I mean, there's a lot of younger people, I think, are still drinking. I'm talking about it's a bit works a bit on social, not social. I can't remember the word now. Anyway, where you're on life basically. The more well off youngsters aren't drinking as much, taking more drugs, but still the working class people like myself, their kids are drinking a lot. Middle of the field, right? Oh, got you. Thanks, Alan, for that. It's interesting that they're promoting the zero. Because obviously you've had St. Patrick's Day as well and that sort of thing, haven't you? I think there's some people trying to give up, but people in our age between sort of 40 and 70 are drinking more. It's a problem. Gareth, nice to celebrating the Seagulls win over Liverpool. That's good. Well done. Cheers, Gareth. Press Cup, good evening all. Nice to see you. I only wear these glasses enough for this. It just gets so bloody clogged up with stuff. It's interesting the Guinness Zero being at the Six Nations. I quite like it. A lot of people criticise me and say, "Oh, you shouldn't drink that because, it'll take you back." It doesn't take me back anyway. Just a twist for the real stuff. I know what you mean. Cheesy, tease. I agree. But if you can handle it, it's all right. I don't want to drink. I know I can't drink. I finally come to that stage in my life where I can't. I know it will kill me. When you get to that stage, you won't drink. And I embrace being sober now. I like it. I used to like drinking, but then again, I went far too far. My best man, who was unfortunately died a couple of years ago, he used to say to me, "Steve, you drink too much. If you keep on drinking that much, you will never be able to drink in the future." And he's right. Brian, hey Brian. Less ones have issued a profit warning. I think Tim Martin blames you. Really didn't know that. Was that a joke, Brian? I know you were in the industry, but thanks, Brian. I was telling somebody earlier, lives in the south. They said it was busy midday, but it's interesting on that, Brian. Really is. But Tim Martin blames you. I like that. Let's go. Why is it when a relative tells me not to drink, it triggers me to do the opposite? Do other people experience that? Definitely, yeah. The more you're told no, I think with alcohol, we think we know better. Yes, Guinness Zero could be an option, definitely. Samara, how you all? How you doing? Janet, nice to see you. Robert, good evening all. We've got quite a few on already, which is brilliant, It's good. I think weekends are very important to do these because, as I said, Saturday Night Fever, I remember sitting when I was trying to get off it, and even when I was off it, thinking, "God, weekend is so itching for a drink." That was my expression. I said, "My dad's actually itching for a drink." Yes, because you want to fill that time in, and you think, "Oh, everyone's out," and they aren't out having a good time. Because when I went out drinking, I wasn't having a good time. Prescott definitely agree about these weekend sessions. Yeah, funny enough, when I was in the police tend to obviously not get many weekends off. It's 24 hours, isn't it? So we used to have odd days off, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. There was not many people out, but I still used to go out, and the pub would be dead really. A couple of people, old soaks in the corner. It's when I was single, no women out, and anything like that. It was just a couple of blokes. But I still drank a lot. I thought, "Oh, it's my Monday night off. I'll deserve it." I used to have like 12 pints of curry, like it was the weekend. It was my weekend. You understand what I mean? So I think when you're in this alcohol drinking mode, you can drink anytime, can't you? It doesn't have to be weekends, but the weekend's a big trigger for most people. Jason, your chat's an absolute tonic. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate that. So yeah, I think a lot of people do walk past and think, "Wow, it's so good in there." Again, it's going back to this. I'm trying to mention it last night. It got a bit waylaid last night, but sidetracked. But the fantasy versus reality. Yankee Zulu, hi Stu. How many weekends? Oh, sorry, I only got 1 and 4 at one point. The fantasy versus reality. The fantasy is, and I had it a couple of times. I moved out to Epping Forest, which is a lovely place. Working in Central London, I've got a good life here. What I'll do is I'll just start by going to a local pub, log fire, take the dog there, have a couple of pints of lager. Was my drink of choice really, and I think it'll be fine. And walk back and have a meal, and this, that, and the other. Never happened. The first day I went to this pub, I went down and saw a dog. I thought, God, it looks like a police dog, that. And the guy was off duty, obviously. And I found it was a dog handler. And he came from the northeast like me. And he came from the same town. So instead of having 2 pints of lager, I ended on about 20. And that's how it went on. The fantasy of social drinking never materialised. You know, the reality of social drinking for me was being there all night and drinking more when I got home. Eric, how you doing, Eric? Nice to see you. Gareth, the 80s, we're getting, Gareth, the 80s, we're getting Greatest Living, that decade, my 20s, music never beaten that decade. Yeah, so were you late 50s, Gareth? Yeah, the 80s were good. John Duran, all the business, when Tears for Fears, loads of bands. It was just a great time, the 80s. But then again, it was our prime time, wasn't it? 63, I'm 64, so there you go, yeah, spot on. Born 1963, you were when I was 62. So yeah, it was a good time. Brilliant. Oh yeah, do you know what? One of the first, remember those tape machines used to have, like a Walkman? The first tape I got as a gift was Aha. Was it what's his name again? Horton Market or Margaret Horton, that's where the singer. Fantastic. I remember walking down Regent Street thinking, no, I'm in business here with this tape thing, you know. It's Christmas Day. Howard Jones, yeah, I saw Howard Jones, you know, at the Royal Albert Hall before he was even launched into, I suppose, to the public. It was just an amateur then. Depeche Mode, yeah, lots of good bands. All those bands, I associate listening to them and drinking. Hi, Mark. How are you? Nice to see you. You know, so that was the thing for me, that the music, the pubs were great in London. The character pubs, aren't they? My drinking was pretty quiet, peaceful, really. Not a lot when I was in the northeast. I went to London, it just ballooned. It was absolutely crazy then. Absolutely crazy. And it was just like madness, total not madness. I went to London. So I loved the scene, as it were, you know. I thought it was glamorous. You would do, coming from a small town, Morpeth, a small town in Northumberland. Peter, did you enjoy the taste of alcohol, or was it just to get drunk? Loved the taste of lagers. And some couple of real ales. Ordered 6X was one I tasted when I used to go to Somerset with my girlfriend. Place called Wells in Axbridge, fantastic. Mark, all I ever wanted, all I ever needed was yeah, it was a fantastic song. Chris Jackson, hey Steve, here I was in the stream a couple of Steve ago, and you banned me after I told you my Steve about putting my box off. Hey, this is a dickhead, isn't it? Another one. Why are there so many dickheads, isn't it? There you go. So yeah, the music, the pubs, the scene was fantastic. You know, I loved it all. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. You know, but the fantasy versus reality is incredibly strong because we think we can go out and hand it and just have a couple. There's nothing. Just imagine the scenario here: you walked out of a local pub in some other winter. Petit G bought 3 copies. Wow, thanks very much. That's fantastic. That getting the support of that. Really appreciate that. Thanks. It's great that we've got some new people on and getting the support, you know. Petit G said, keep it up, Stephen, very helpful. Thanks, Petit. Really appreciate that. If anybody else wants to, you know, support the channel, please hit the super chat button or the buy me coffee links on the right there. Really appreciate that. It helps the channel grow, and, you know, it's a massive boost. Massive boost. So, you know, the fantasy of this beautiful pub, nice people, no grief, and it turns into a total nightmare. A total nightmare. And, you know, you become very, I don't know, I used to play on my mind that I was going to have a nice time, but I never could. And it always ended in disaster. Even though I tried to control it, I did try and control it. And it was like, wow, why has this happened to me again? You know, I'd have a nice, quiet couple of pints. And before I knew it, then I was back drinking loads of it again. Mark, one thing I miss being off the drink was how I can't enjoy the music as much since I've been sober. It was hypnotic with the booze, but now I just like the music. I understand where you're coming from, yeah. Garth Depeche Mode. I remember we used to go down to Italy quite a lot when I was with my ex-wife. Dragon. And we used to camp, is Euro camp things. And she used to go to bed early. I always, because she didn't drink. And I used to sit outside the tent, just listen to like Euro music. That had the little radio thing. Remember the little radio thing? About that big MP3 or something they were called. No, that's a machine, was it? That's a police machine, MP3. MP5, sorry. Whatever it was. And I'd listen to all this this crazy music. Look at the stars out there all night. So I love the vibe. You say the music and the drink and stuff, Just all-inclusive hotels don't work for me. No, I've only done that once. And right, that's iPod. No, it wasn't one of them. It wasn't an iPod. It was before iPods. Show me age, yeah. Leo, hello, Steve. Do you remember? I do. Yeah, you only on a little while ago. Yeah, I've kind of forgotten yet. I've got a good memory. Good to see you. And thanks to everybody who's on here. Walkman. No, it wasn't a Walkman. It was a little device about half the size of that finger. I can't remember what it was called. It was used to play music. I'm sure it's an MP3. Maybe there's nobody as old as me on here, but I do remember these little things. I walked Sunny something. I mean Sony something. I walked into the lake with it one day and messed it all up. Obviously, I put it in my pocket and went swim. Anyway, the point being that the fancy was that all this music was going on, and I was having a lovely time. Opposite MP3, that was it, Matty, yeah, 100%. Or the music was on, it was Euro music, like the trance stuff now, the Ibiza type music was great. Right, I find your ebook. Leo, if you text me on this number, I'll send you a link. Or you can have a look on the descriptions of any of the videos, and the link will be there to it. Go back like 2 or 3 days on any of the videos. There's in the description part, it's at the bottom of that. So anybody wants to have a look at the ebook, text me on the number or go on the description link. Got the link on the description. Because normally it has, the title and the description will be underneath. And then it'll be under there. There's like one-to-one mentoring, there's a few other things, and then there's the ebook. It's supposed to be quite interesting. Well, I think it's interesting, but the price of a pint just keeps people a little bit on the straight and narrow, I think. Gareth, mobile phone the size of your arm. Oh, terrible and big ones, in the early 80s. Well, mid-80s it came out, didn't it? Can you imagine if you'd invented a mobile phone? That's when you'd have. Everybody's on the phone now. I walked past some people in, I think it was a bus stop or something the other day. Everybody, about 12 people, all on the phone. Everybody. I switched to amphetamines in my 40s during long periods of abstinence. Like all drugs, they start to take your life over. So I had to stop even though I was very fit and successful. That's the problem, isn't it? There's no good drug, isn't really. Even the most minor things could have side effects. Thanks, Myrna, for that. I didn't realize you'd been on the amphetamines. No name. Good evening. My boyfriend watches you. He just met your channel where you're listening in. Nice to see you, no name. I hope you benefit from these. And there's some good people on here, good comments, a lot of experience on here. I know that. People that have been in a mess and also people who have recovered, which is incredible, really. The amount of people we've had on, and it's been a busy week. Also, another thing I was going to mention today, it's probably been the nicest day for a while. It's certainly been all right in the Newcastle area or Northumberland area. And a lot of people will have relapsed for that reason because it's been a good day. And they'll start now to think, well, this is beer garden time. Let's get on it tomorrow again, And then you get the Sunday affairs because work on Monday for most people, isn't it? We've also got into this mix all this carry on with Iran, which I think is making people a little bit edgy. There's a lot of people are talking about this. A lot of people will hit the booze, the stress aspect of that, Leo, my mates are heavy drinkers, Steve. I don't know if I should leave them. You should if you want to get sober, definitely. Because they'll drag you back. And they will be jealous of the fact you're trying to get well. That's another issue, No name, a friend of mine says the opposite of addiction is connection, sharing knowledge and addiction support. It is. You're right there, man. Definitely right. It is connection. NPR 572. I'm in a really dark place at the moment. Hardly in my flat, no food, just beers and wine. Love what you do. You're a kind person, mate. If you need any help, get in touch. I must find a way to pin this number. But there's links on all the descriptions of every video as well. Just get in touch. It's not good that NPR. I was the same. you become very isolated. Jason, I took the dog out, but didn't go to the pub. We wanted to. We all want to do that, don't we? But we've got to fight against that because it's a killer. Alcohol, simple as that. No name, nice to have you on board. Yep, Samara, 100%. Nice to see some new people, and it's getting more lively, which is brilliant, isn't it? Now, if I did so much research, I understand why doctors don't give diazepam because it stops people from normal anxiety to extreme. Hence why I thought alcohol helps till we get hooked. Yeah, I see your point, but I had diazepam to come off. Otherwise, because I had seizures to start with. I didn't know you could have seizures, and I came off suddenly. Then they put me on diazepam, and I used it 3 times. And it did help, but I've had a lot of debates about diazepam and the fact it can be addictive. It's not as addictive as bloody alcohol, I know that. And it's not as easy to get as alcohol. It's physically impossible to get now. So I think if it's given in a supervisory role, or like they do with methadone for heroin addicts, I think it'd be quite good. I think if it was not just dished out, that's the thing. The thing is, if you think about it, if it's going to get you off the booze, and it's going to get you get you well again. I don't know the trade-off is with the NHS, to be fair. Hope you benefit from these videos. If you do, then please subscribe and hit the like button. Also, if you want to support the lives, because they're not monetized, the lives, and I think it flows much better, then please drop a super chat in or buy me coffee, as a couple of people have already done. No name. Thank you, Samara. Detox is on the cards for me, following doctor's advice to maintain and try to cut down safely for now. Is there a waiting list for that, no name? Jason, Librium was the best. Yeah, I've heard that Librium's quite good as well, but I think they'll also reduce that, the amount they give out with that. They seem to be really against it, don't they? Really against it. Nav 6338, Mother's Little Helper. Now I know why they're called diazepam that. I know people that's taken it for life and they lived until 80, 90. It's not toxic, but to be on that than alcohol. I agree, yeah. I totally agree with that. Totally agree. I don't know what's going on. And good for you. Welcome to the fight of your life. Is worth it in the end. It is. It is a massive fight, isn't it? Old Ben Newcastle. Hey, Steve Swing with Packet. With Packet and drink. Life's been so difficult as of late. Your videos really helped me get on and continue to clock in and lock in. Thanks, mate. Thanks for all, Bill. Periscope on through. Thanks so much for that super chat. Thanks very much. Let's celebrate the first super on a live stream. Cheers, Periscope. I really appreciate that. And the support is magnificent again here. And we'll grow on the channel all the time. The lives are getting better as well. No name. Yes, there's a waiting list. I'm based in Wales, and the detox ward is only 5 beds in my county. It's terrible, that, isn't it? Gio Hartley, how I haven't seen you for a while. I'm not tempted since giving up. The day wasn't for me. Too depressing. Too preachy. Yeah, very preachy, I thought. I like your little bite-sized videos every couple of weeks. Just a gentle reminder of how bad booze is. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate that. You've got to think ahead and think how ill you're going to be. Thanks again, Periscope. I like the little fist bump thing. Fantastic first super chat. Brilliant. Thank you, Perry. Take milk thistle. It helps a lot. Yeah, I've heard that. I saw my liver consultant yesterday, for enough. I see them twice a year. And I mentioned this milk thistle. You know what she said? Take it if you want, but it won't change anything. So if it makes you feel better, then it might do you good, All the moderators paid in your stream from the donations to you? No, they're not. No. So yeah, milk thistle may be beneficial for some. I was told it isn't by the powers be, really, Pixels, good evening, everyone. Hi, Pixel. Hope you're well. Nice to see you. There's quite a lot of people on here tonight. In and out. It's really, really busy. Here we go again. No name. Also take thiamine and B complex. My doctors have prescribed it to me. I find it helps. Yeah, it's supposed to be good, that thiamine. I did have it initially when I first came off, but it soon got taken away from me, as it were. They said I didn't need it. Well, you can get a lot of stuff from just some foods naturally. That's the best way. Magnesium helps with sleep too. Yeah, I asked my partner to take that, and I'm taking as well magnesium, but I didn't sleep very well. I think it might take a little bit of time to get in your system. Hi Samantha. Hi Chat and Steve. Good to see you. I hope you're well. I just mentioned the magnesium again there. I don't know if it's helping you, but it certainly helped me last week a little bit. No name. I'm going to make dinner. Have a lovely evening, everybody. Thanks, no name. Have a good meal, and see you soon. Thanks for the support so far. And like I say, if you want to help, please stop a super chat in or the coffee. It makes a massive difference to the channel, and it helps all around. And these lives are definitely getting busier and more informative as well, because as I said earlier, there's a lot of experience of alcohol in here and recovery. And the message is, the mission here is to get people healthy. It's as simple as that. No one wants to feel ill all the time. And you do this phrase, sick of being sick or sick of feeling sick, is so true. Because when you're in active addiction, you feel ill all the time. Well, I did for years. But you feel it's normal. Enjoy doing know him. Jason, Zopiclone was stuff for me, and it was a great help. Yeah, I don't know why they stopped all this. When it's doing you good. Pigs I take magnesium, vitamin C and D. Notice the difference. It works for me. That's good. That's good news. Kaz, how are you doing, Kaz? Hope you're feeling a bit better. Keep pushing. Old Bill Newcastle, I'm sleeping very badly the last few days. Too many criminals in the streets, especially online. As an ex-policeman myself, I really hate to see the state of it. So much hate nowadays. We have to drink to cope. Yeah, it's not good, is it? Thanks, Samara. Really helpful. This donation, you support the channel all along from day one, and I really appreciate that. Samara says, "Old Bill, no payment received on this channel by moderators, but you can donate if you want." Good message, Samara. I like that. Yeah, that's a good one for Old Bill. If you want to donate, please do. Yeah, the crime rate, not good. I agree with that. Thanks again, Samara. Chris, hi, Stephen. Enjoying your content. I'm learning a lot from you. Thanks so much for your time you spent doing this. You're welcome, Chris. The more people can get well, the more people can get healthy, the more people will get to subscribe and grow the channel organically, as it were. Gareth, what is the link to send you a £5 coffee, Steve? It's at the top here. Where it says buy me a coffee. It's just on the top there. But why donate on this question? What perks? Let's get rid of this guy, Old Bill, I think. I can't bother with stupid questions. There's enough people on here who are willing to support and put who put your mind to it and get sober and healthy. So we don't need idiots coming on. Prescott, sick and tired of being sick and tired. I think many in recovery say that. Yeah, I think you're right. Spend too long feeling ill, and the time it takes to recover, it gets longer and longer as we get older and older, or the more we drink, really, isn't it? That's a very good saying. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. You get like that, don't you? But if you get past that point and you come off the booze, you relapse again, you're getting worse. And then all you're doing is self-medicating to try and keep yourself upright in a way, because you just can't cope. I couldn't cope with that. A lot of people can't. And that's why so many people die of it. And it's not just the liver failure, it's the pancreatitis, the heart attacks, the strokes, the mental illness, the anxiety, the suicides, the cancers it's linked to. It even affects the lungs, which I didn't know about. And it affects your bone density as well, Obviously, you lose your muscle tone when you drink, because you're not eating properly. You can be malnourished. The list goes on and on. And you've got ascites fluid, and you've got kidney problems. All of this is linked to alcohol. Absolutely horrendous. The amount of things that go on. And that's why when you start to cut down, even, and when you get off it, we've got to get off it. You've got to be off it. When you're off it 0-0, as it were, then your body will fight for you again. If you give it a chance, you've got to give it that chance of a clean diet and not having any alcohol. Prescott, sorry, Gareth, wet lung, Steve. I'd never heard of that until recently. Wet lung, it's horrible. Carl's good question. How does it affect the lungs? I don't know. Maybe Gareth can enlighten us on that one. I'll support Steve's channel because I feel the videos and lives help in my sobriety. I like to think our support helps Steve offer one-to-ones when you. Thanks, Pixel. We appreciate that. Old Bill, I think, was a bit of an infiltrator from somewhere. There's a few trolls been around this week. I think he was one of them. But thanks for that, Pixel, and I appreciate your message there. And I appreciate all your support, of course. And I appreciate everyone for being here. Ben Diamond, hi Steve, I see you. Gareth, lungs filled with fluid. Is that because the liver can't process it? I'll have to have a look into that one. I don't know about that. It didn't affect me. That's no reason not to be, aware of it. Lungs filled with fluid needs to be drained regularly. Well, I didn't know that. Horrendous, isn't it? See, it's one of these things where you think, well, how the hell did I even know that? And I was in the liver ward for, for 2.5 years, really. Gypsy, Katja, I find your videos so comforting. Thank you so much. I really enjoy the way you describe your experience and wisdom. Thanks, Gypsy. Mark Roberts, hi, Stephen. Just had a 5-day break from booze. Well done. And the wife commented on how my complexion just looked a lot better. Clear eyes and not such a red face. Keep up the good work. Let's see, just in 5 days, you're better. Might be like in 5 months, 5 years. James, I keep falling back. Trying to make an excuse to sleep somewhere else so I don't get criticism for my drinking. I've been at home all week with a sitting child and not had a drink. It's weird, that, isn't it? How we make these excuses just so we can drink. You need some help, James. Here's my number here, but if there's links to help, there's links on all the descriptions of all the videos. You should be able to find them okay. If you look on the video, under the title, there's just a link to the description of basically brief what the video is about. And after that, there'll be a link there. Periscope sounds a bit pneumonia. It does, doesn't it? Yeah, a little bit pneumonia. Yeah, it's good that Mark, it's cleared up already. Peter Goss says, do you think Northumberland has a bar drink culture? If so, why? Not really. No, I don't think it has. I think the UK as a whole has. But I think there's alcohol problem drinkers everywhere, isn't it? Especially this country. Massive problem. Sometimes there's very little to do in the UK. The weather's poor. Most people are pretty paid off with it. Can't do much in the winter, especially, and they just go to the booze. It's a culture, isn't it, to drink here. James, thanks for I struggled. Well, drop me a line. We all struggled, James. It's a big, as Samana says, it's the biggest fight of your life, this, isn't it? Gareth, I went off the booze 5 years ago. Look, 10 years younger in 2 months. Yeah, spot on that. Spot on that. The guys I know who I used to drink with, who were still drinking, the ones who still lied anyway, they look hideous. Some have had strokes, heart attacks, a lot, Still battling, Gareth. Keep pushing. So why do people have a problem about donating to this live stream? Is demonetized, no adverts, nobody's business if you don't. I agree. Thanks, Samara, for that. It's just idiots and jealous people. That's all. There's some strange folk about us we know, so aren't there? So it's a crazy world at the moment. It's always been a bit crazy, but it's got worse, I think. Cheers, so I appreciate that. Chris, this is exactly what I'm doing now. Heavy night last night, slept most of the day today. Started again on beers at 5 p.m, starting to feel normal again. Brutal cycle, as you say. That's what we do. Drink, sleep, wake, panic, get rough, feel anxiety coming on, and then we drink to try and stay that off, Pat Burns, I'm living in a van, 3 weeks on it again. Hi, but I listen to a guy in LBC, comes on every night, he's living in a van just because he can't afford to live. As I said to others on here, Pat, if you want to drop me a line, there's a link to everything in the description part of the videos underneath the title. Pixel's probably 6 months sober here and can say I no longer feel sick and tired about feeling sick and tired. Well done, Pixel. 6 months, see a different world. It's a different way of life. Sober life is a different way of life, simple as that. It's as simple as that. I feel so good now. I mean, I've got a fantastic partner, that adds to it, but even before that, I was feeling better. My health is so important to me now. I used to neglect my health, and I think we do. We neglect ourselves, don't we? In every way. James, mate, I live in Sweden, in the countryside as an Englishman, and nothing to do with past trauma. It's tough. Nothing to do with drink. I've heard that up there is pretty bad for alcoholism in those sort of areas. There's not much to do. Again, it's filling that gap, isn't it? Pixel Chris, the roller coaster ride. It is a roller coaster, 100%. Good for you, Pixel. Yeah, well done, Pixel. Appreciate it. Thanks, Dave, for the coffee. I really appreciate that. If anybody else wants to support, then please do. So we had a bit of chat about support there. The sort of chat button or the Bambi coffee links there. James, it is, mate. Nothing to fill the gap. That's the problem. It's not dissimilar to the northeast of England, where it's cold most of the time, really. And the way I got around that was to join a hotel gym, but not for the gym bodybuilding thing particularly. It was more for the sauna, the steam room, bit of relax, bit of peace. When you're drinking, you never get peace. Heavy drinker has no peace. It's conflict. It's debilitating. It's hard work. It's you've got to be secretive. It's a full-time job plus overtime, isn't it? James, it says, mate, nothing to fill the gap. Yeah, you're right there. Kevin, I drank to push away emotion, and even though I didn't know this, I think we do that subconsciously, don't we? But we'll catch up with it. Everyone's got problems, but you can't deal with them rationally when you're drinking. Unfortunately, it's a difficult one, Kevin. I know it is. I mean, that's why we're all here, isn't it? That's why a lot of us got to go mess with it. It's such a complex subject. James, I work within healthcare. I've spoken to quite a few people who work in healthcare. James, it's not unusual. People get to mess with it. Doesn't discriminate, does it? Pat, I know you've been there, mate. It's horrendous, isn't it? James, so it's hard to find the time for something else. Yeah, but as my partner says, there's 24 hours in a day. And if you really want something, you'll do it. And you have to want your sobriety. The reason I do this is to help people now. But the reason I wanted to stay alive is I thought I was going to die. That was my motivation. I was going to die. I was told I was going to die. Well, we drink to relieve anxiety. We drink to run away from our problems. Then we drink because the thought of sobriety scares the hell out of us. You're right there, man. That's a good one, yeah. You relieve anxiety, problems, and then it comes back to haunt you, doesn't it? The fact you don't want to be sober, and then you end up being 24-hour drinker, and then you've lost the plot then. Brian bought 3 coffees. Thanks so much, Brian. I chose to buy these coffees as I would normally have to spend 10 times more on pretentious wine. Appreciate that, Brian. Brian said I chose to buy the coffee because he would spend 10 times more on pretentious wine. Thanks again, Brian. Massive support of the channel, and thanks very much for all your help in here to all of you. Yeah, we don't run away from problems. We do, and thanks again, Brian. I appreciate that. Do you ever feel like you have to build yourself up to go out to buy your supplies like everyone can see straight through you? I'm in a mess. It robs you of your mental health. NPR couldn't get out in the end. I've delivered. I've been exactly where you are now, NPR. Terrible state with alcohol. Anxiety was my biggest problem, initially anyway. Really, really bad, NPR. A lot of us can relate to that anxiety situation. Daisy, health is number one. When you don't have your health, nothing else matters. That's so spot on, Daisy. 2 weeks sober, much less anxiety, but still bad cravings on the weekend. Thank you. Be well, everyone. Have some chocolate, Daisy. Do something else. Take your mind off it. Go for a walk if you can. I couldn't even walk. I was in a wheelchair. That was so bad. Jason, you're very talented at what you do, mate. Always boost me. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate that. I was talented about. I've got some good people back me. All the people in here, and I learned a lot from you people as well. Appreciate that, Adam. When you no longer care what people say, is because you can't hear them anymore due to alcohol. That's a good point, Adam. Yeah, we just block everything out because when the addiction takes over, it doesn't care. That's the problem, isn't it? I mean, my father used to go crazy with me. We didn't bring you up to be this sort of state, and actually the doctor asked him to leave the room. He was good enough to come down to the doctor's room with my father, and he's a good bloke. And it's like, you see, you shouldn't have got to this level because brought you up well. And I was brought up well, but once you get the addiction takes over. You don't look after yourself. James, well done, mate. You're doing great work. You mean more than you realise. Every time I listen to you, I drink less than I would otherwise. Keep it up. That's fantastic, that, James. Appreciate that. So, Kevin, don't doubt the strength of the old brain matter. Good point. Brian, I nearly got invited to the Majestic Wine staff Christmas party. I bought some. I bet, yeah. Thanks, Brian. There's Majestic Wine not far from here. Actually, quite a big company, isn't it? Something I forgot to mention, actually, Brian, was I don't I've never been a bit of a wine and spirit drinker, and a lot of people are quite surprised by that. And a lot of people go on to wine and spirits because they can't handle the amount of the beer, the sort of gassiness of the liquid as well. Kevin, yes, head-in drinking was at best not true. It's crazy, isn't it, Kevin? It's not. Well, it's a mind-altering drug, isn't it? Dan, do you ever get tempted anymore? Do you still get triggers? Not at all, Dan. My life is too good to lose. I wouldn't want to let the people I love down. I wouldn't want to let the consultant down to save my life. And I know that I won't last long, and I want to last long. I'm a lot fitter and healthier than people similar age or even younger than I am that I used to drink with. Even ex-colleagues from Met, police I used to drink with, are looking shabby. I'm talking really shabby. So I'm here for a reason, I think. I want to keep well, Kevin, 24 years sober. He had no thought of drinking for many years. Good man, Kevin. Gareth, having my dog helps walk 900 miles a year. Wow, 9 miles a day. It's really good. Well done. James, been listening to Sober Starts. How can we help him? I don't want to get involved about that really, because I don't really look into other people's channels, if that makes sense, James. But other people might be able to comment. Samantha, hi Samantha. Gareth, that's a good walk. Well done. What do you got? I have a Springer Spaniel. It's very busy with Spaniel, isn't it? Very busy dogs, Springer Spaniels, because they're hyper. Detective Williamson, here he is. Samantha, can you have a look at this comment below you now? Detective Williamson, hi Steve Career. I am investigating fraud, plain and simple. He's drunk half the time. He's always gone missing every story of his multi state of affairs. It's definitely time to report this guy to the police, I think. And you will get rid of him. I've got a screenshot of everything. Have we got that? Yeah. This is just some idiot. He's gone now. Good. James, sorry, I didn't mean. No problem, James. That's fine. There's been a lot of talk about him. Appreciate your comment, though, James. Keep watching. Drink as early on. Take it a moment at a time. Yeah, you have to break it down, don't you? When somebody says you can never drink again, it's a massive emotional hit, and you have to break it down to day by day, hour by hour, even, because you've drunk it most of your life. So you can't drink again. What are you going to do with your time? Break it down, like you said, Kevin. One step at a time, one day at a time. That's the best way. This is such a good analogy of it being a full-time job. When you take a step back and out of all the time, it probably takes up more of that time than the 36-hour working week. Alcohol, the drinking, recovering, the hiding things, all the deceit is a full-time job plus overtime. Twice. It takes so long to recover. That's a problem. Samara, this is why you didn't try spirits. You were drinking nearly 2 gallons of lager each day. Christ knows what you would be consuming if you hit the top shelf. Yeah, I wouldn't be here with that. Simple as that. I know it's all ethanol, but wow, the amount. Terrible. NPO, sorry to be a miserable bastard, but there are a lot of positive people here. Lovely to hear. No, you're not miserable at all. You've got to say your piece. That's what it's here for. It's open session, isn't it? As long as nobody's been an idiot like this Detective Williamson. Is a bit of a strange character, a relative of mine. However, we'll move on from him. Yeah, again, the fantasy versus reality. This is how you stop the relapse. You know that the fantasy going to the pub for one is not going to happen, and the reality is you probably end up in hospital in a few weeks' time. Well, I would anyway, or even dead, because you can't have one, and it will multiply. That's the addiction; it will just multiply and go on and on and on, and you'll never ever get back eventually, because each relapse gets worse, as I mentioned before. Lots of times people think, "Oh, I'll just go to the pub." I did in the early days, even when I'd been through all that trauma, being in hospital and told I was going to die. I thought, well, maybe I'll just try one. But I didn't, thankfully, and I'm so pleased I didn't. So it's like you've got to remember that. That one will take you straight back to zero and beyond, unfortunately. Adam, still so hard to ignore. Jack Daniels when it's on special offer at the moment. Oh, yeah, the thing is, if you like your drink, you see, I used to like this lager called Star of Pramen. Czech lager, was quite strong. I saw advertised a great big bottle of it. It was Aldi or something like that. It's like 150. I thought I used to drink them. They were more expensive 20 years ago than you are now. But you've got to remember that your life's better without it. It's as simple as that, you know. It's great to hear you. So keep going. We'll do. Pat, thanks very much. Gareth, love your channel and the support you give. So great effort, mate. Thanks so much. Gareth, Hot Penny, thank God you guys are here. I swear. It's good to see Hot Penny. How are you getting on? Pixel, the live music scene got me on the path to alcoholism. Where there's live bands, there's a bar involved. A lot of people involve themselves in music. It's a big drinking culture. I used to be in a band. It was always a big boost to the vibe, isn't it? The drink. It's a massive booster. You've got to learn to have peace without the alcohol, though. You really have. NPR, some of the best people I know are miserable bastards, including myself. You're right there, mate. Quite funny people under the miseries. Brian, I was really elbow and a wine snob. Eventually, I would be happy drinking Calpol. That's the problem, isn't it, Brian? Calpol. It takes you down a terrible road, doesn't it? A really terrible road where you lose your will to live, basically, don't you? And we all know that it's suicide, isn't it? Really? So suicide. The catch is dying. Should matter. Well, yeah, you know you're going to kill yourself if you continue to drink. You get some right mess. And what a really good, really lively start tonight, which is brilliant. And if you want to support the channel, please do. Hit the super chat button or the buy me cover link, as a few people have already done. Makes a big difference to the channel. It's going to grow quicker. And we've got nearly 17,000 subscribers now, which is great. Jim, did you stop for yourself or for other people? When I listen to you, I relate massively, but you're successful in employment despite your drinking. In Sweden, I'm not as successful as you were. I tried to stop myself, but in the end, I had to be hospitalised. That's the reason I stopped in the end. Then they found out how ill I was. So it was a bit of both, really, to be honest. I had to save my life. Thanks for that, James. You will be successful. Seriously. You're a good man. Given sobriety brought me more joy than ever drink ever did, yeah. Because it's incredible. Alcohol brings you everything that alcohol promises, isn't it? Gareth Phil Lynott was taken for alcohol and drugs. One incredible loss. He was 36. He played the bass, same as me, Phil Lynott. Very young, wasn't he? Self-love. Hi, Steve. I watched you religiously for the first 3 months. I was trying to help my brother. You ended up helping me. I'm just 5 years. Just about 5 years not drinking. Nice to hear you. That's good. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. 5 years is amazing. Hi, Debbie. Even Stephen, everyone. Nice to see you. I'm pleased, Self, you did the 5 years. I'm really pleased. Adam, back in the 70s, my dad used to pay £3 for a bottle of scotch. Wow. I could never get away with things like whiskey. Wow. Super Shadows. Alcohol is always behind you, doing its pressers ready to catch you off guard. So you always have to be that one step ahead. Don't pick up the first drink and keep connected to others in recovery. Yeah, that's the way. That's the only way to do it. Keep connected. It's a good phrase, that. So it seems like some bit of dry drunks trying tonight. Yeah. I've got an idea what it is. I'll have a word with you off air on that one. So, Pixels, evening, Debbie. Yes, nice to see you, Debbie. Hoping no daughter, no father seems to matter. Yeah, I get where you're coming from on that one. Yeah. You've got to realize that you're fighting for your life here. It's not good, is it? It's a bad substance. Bad. It's getting worse. I think. As I said earlier, I think this whole war carry on, recession stuff, to make it worse. That's why we've got to be strong. Survival of the fittest, like I say. I just want everybody to be healthy if they can be. That's the main thing. Kevin, not been to the doctors to get tablets for 24 years, amazing. Yeah, that is good. Once you're healthy, you don't need medication, really, do you? I just, I need everybody to pull together on this and really focus. Because I think the more of us that do this together, then the easier it's going to be. there's strength in numbers, isn't it? And the more information we get, the more tips we get, the more it's support, isn't it? When I stopped, I tried to stop my own. I couldn't. I tried the times with diazepam, which helped. Then I tried to cut down, tried to taper off, which didn't work for me. I know somebody who's done it successfully, but gone back on it again. But I did that with diazepam. I came off for a year or two, went back on it again, thinking the usual thought, just one won't hurt. I mean, a dangerous time for all of us is when you think you've beaten it, and you think you're strong now. Oh, I'll be all right, you know. Now I can handle this, but you can't. No chance. Kevin is an alcoholic trying to stop, and no one always feels. You're right there, Kevin. I couldn't do it. I did try many times, as we all did. And it's really got the bottom. To get the bottom of the bottle for me. But don't get as far down as I did, for goodness sake. Penny seems like Stephen. Yes, this sucks, but it's so scary. It doesn't work. But you hot, Penny? Yeah, not good. It's not a good substance at all, is it? So I've said it before. Complacency and arrogance is your worst nightmare. On the road to sobriety, complacence and arrogance is alcohol's best friend. You're right there, mind. Yeah, I can beat it. We don't do it with any other problem, do we? But alcohol, I'll be fine. I'll be all right. Because we like it too much. That's the problem. James, my old man, was successful TV weatherman, money, slight fame, but we never talked due to his drinking. No, I'm in the same boat. Sorry to hear that, James, but you can get off. Like I said, I don't know if you got my number. My number is here. I wish people would just text me. I'll give my number out. People should just get in touch, and I'll direct them to a little thing I've got. And also, it's in the description. It's sad to hear that there's a successful man. There's a lot of successful people turn to alcohol. A lot of unsuccessful people turn to alcohol. Like I said, it doesn't discriminate, doesn't it? Jason, 1 is too many and 21 is not enough. So true. Adam, it's amazing how more aware you become of things when you're sober. Yes. You close your mind. Your mind becomes closed shop when you drink. So Aldi 0% get a 6-pack, $7.29. Extortionate. I saw that. Yeah, in Aldi the other day. I did get some. It was £13.25. I used to have about 10, but I've cut right down on the instructions of my better half. How penny I would need a full-time nanny. I might as well jump. No, don't jump anyway. Kevin, terror in detox was the greatest hell I ever experienced. No more fear is a wonderful feeling. That's it. No fear. You feel free as well, don't you? That's the thing. Garth, did you have the 4 a.m. horror Steve dreadful times? Yeah, always. I'd had every horror going, really. Just didn't like my life. I was sad, totally, full of emotion and horrendous, It's really, really bad, that you experience these things and, people get DT'd and, all this sort of thing. Fortunately, I didn't get them, but I've heard that's horrendous. You can die of that. The seizures that I had, I wasn't aware that if you just suddenly stop, you have a seizure. It's incredible that is so powerful, isn't it? And not even today, after all these years I've been sober, people are still unaware of it. A lot of people are still unaware of the fact you will have a seizure. There's a high chance of having a seizure if you're alcohol dependent. I spoke to somebody the other day about this, and they'd only been off for about 10 hours and had a seizure. Not a lot of time, is it? So we heard a lot of successful people also get sober. True. Michael Barry, Elton John, 30 years. I didn't know about Elton John, to be fair. Oh, of course I do. I agree. A lot of people get sober. Yeah, I mean they're more in the limelight. I agree with that. So, acute alcohol withdrawal is hell on earth. Yet we punish ourselves and do it all over again. It gets worse as you get older. I totally agree with that one, mate. Yeah, I mean I could handle the feeling rough when I was younger. But as I got older, God, it's more acute, isn't it? It takes longer to get off, more carry on. And you also, if you can get off it for a little while, I was more susceptible to going back on it. But what amazed me more was that, and I've talked about this a lot, the 8-year sober time, then a couple of drinks later, I was fully hooked again. That was frightening, that. I didn't realize it would be so quick. Big fan of Frankie Boyle and Frank Skinner, both ex-alcoholics. Really? That's interesting, Brian. I like Frankie Boyle. Skinner, not so much, but I do like Frankie Boyle. Very cutting, isn't he? to say the least, when he has a go at the audience. Cheers, Brian, for that. What a geezer. How funny. I said, jump, this is not a conversation. Conversation, got you, understand. Kevin Sabati becomes so normal, one just does not even remember the hellish past. That's right, man. You get used to it, don't you, in a funny way? Elon Tusk, one of my favourite things about Sabati is waking up in the morning without the guilt of shame of horrible anxiety about what he may have done or said. It's such a relief. That's all in the past now. That's good, Elon. I'm really pleased. It's nice to see people healthy again, isn't it? Nice to see everyone fighting it as well. Because it is a battle. Jason Hungover is in the old days was better than withdrawal. Yeah, but you go past that, don't you, into the withdrawal. When you start getting withdrawals, you're in a real mess. So I hope you benefit from these lives. They're not monetized. If you do want to support the channel, please do. Super chat button is there, and also the Buy Me a Coffee link. It keeps the channel moving along pretty quickly. It's growing the channel pretty well, and we're getting more and more people involved, which is magnificent, really, isn't it? Helping more people to stay alive. That's the key, isn't it? And it's like medication. You shouldn't just stop without having support. Good point, Adam. Yeah, I didn't know at this time, but obviously I've got a lot more knowledge now because of your good selves and what I've learned over the time, you know. Becca, my detox was horrific too. It's horrible, isn't it? Xander Phillips, if you could go back in time, what do you think 35 old you would think about who you are now? I think I've done all right in the end, but it's a really struggle. A really big struggle. Really big struggle. Tosh, I've been watching since the beginning, but I was in complete shock watching these trolls in the chat. What is even going on? It's just one person, Tosh. It's a relative of mine who's a bit of a lunatic, I think. Becca, I've been sober 10 years and 11th of April. Fantastic. 10 years. That's a fantastic milestone, isn't it? 10 years sober. Yeah, Tosh, it's a bit of a strange one. 10 years is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Round of applause for that one. It takes time to settle into sober life. It took 10 years to settle into sleep. Really? Yeah. I must admit, I still tend to be a bit of a late sleeper. John Doe, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hope you're well, John. John's a big sport as well. Another one of our moderators. So you have to get rid of the obsession and by drinking zeros, alcohol drinks, you're still hanging on to over that. Interesting thought, yeah. Interesting thought. But it hasn't affected me yet. So I don't drink that much. I was doing quite a lot, but not now. Martin Hall of North and Soul. North and Soul. My sober anniversary is 15th of April. It's a perfect time of year to make the change. Fantastic. Just go into summer, you'll have a better time in the summer if you're sober. Get fit. I'm getting much fitter than I used to be, and it makes a massive difference to your life, being fit. It's a fantastic feeling being fit. Becca, thank you. My sleep isn't great, but that's shift work as well. Shift work really messes with your pattern, definitely. I've still got a hangover from that when I was in the police, I think. Tosh, anything we can do to help with the trolls? Not at the moment. I think it's just one person because there's a lot of personal stuff in there, you know. But I'll give you a shout, Tosh, and we'll get together on something. Cheers for that, Tosh. Martin, spring is a time of transition. Good point. John Doe, the troll still throwing toys up the pram. Yeah, terrible, John. Let them just get on with it. Wankers, aren't they? Scum of the earth. He was told that by a relative, actually. Pixel Xander, my 35-year-old self, would probably think, wow, sobriety is possible. Don't give up, and for those struggling today, I hope your time of recovery comes sooner rather than later. I like that, Pixel. Excellent message, Jack. 35-year-old self would probably think sober is possible. Yeah, I didn't think it was possible. I didn't when I was in the mix of it all. Xander, just ignore the comments. That is the way. I agree. Xander, just get rid of them straight away. Becca, don't give them a platform, 100%. Yeah, as soon as they come on, I'll just get rid. Or any of the moderators can get rid of anything dodgy, which you do, which is great. Keep them off. There's no point in having them, isn't there? Prescott, I agree about shift work. It can interfere with circadian rhythm. Definitely. Especially we used to do this quick changeover where you finish 10:30 on a Thursday, start again on a Friday at 6:30, things like that. So you've got to get home, sleep, get back. Adam, it's amazing how selfish you become towards others, only friends, you other drinkers. Yeah, you get in that mix, don't you? It's birds of a feather flock together, isn't it? That's the thing. You know, they're all sort of mix in the same circles. I have to say, I do revisit these people. Quick turnaround, yeah. Richard bought 5 copies. Wow, I really appreciate this format and effort to maintain the support. Thanks so much, Richard. Fantastic donation. I really appreciate this format and effort to maintain the support. Thanks, mate. That's really, really good. Thanks to everybody who supports the channel. Thanks for you all being here. It's growing fast and it's going well and it's helping people. That's the main thing. To everybody who's donated, thanks so much. Supported us. Makes a big difference. Massive difference. But a quick turnaround is a killer. It is horrible, that quick change always to go quick turnaround. 8 hours to do everything. It's impossible. Kevin, sobriety brings in more than just sober after a while. Totally mind-changing life and understanding. James, the Buy Me a Coffee link is the best one, really. If you want to help support the channel, James, you should be able to get on there. If you go to the description, there should be a link for the Buy Me a Coffee on there. But this one at the top here is probably the easiest. Cheers, Jim. Thanks, Pixels. Amazing donation. Wow, support is incredible at night. The more people we can help, the more we can do here. And thanks again, Pixels. Really, really good of you. And Samara and Brian, and support we have is really it's quite emotional really, to turn things around a little bit and think people are getting help out of this. It's fantastic. Xander, Pixel, my addiction is more pharmaceutical. I am not an alcoholic, but I like to think the same. I am 38 constant carousel of abuse and sobriety. I want off it ride. So, Xander, go on the description part of the video to keep saying that, and will help. So I was 16 years sober this summer. I can't remember the date. I was too pissed out of it when I woke up. Fantastic. Well done, Samara. 16 years is absolutely incredible, isn't it? Massive amount of time. Brian, I would tell my 35-year-old self to buy Microsoft shares. Yes, Brian, you always come with a good one, don't you? Yeah, Microsoft, definitely, yeah. Getting a mobile phone business here. Thanks again, Pictures. Fantastic little flying thing there. Martin, 14 years sober for me since 15th of April 2012. Wow, it's a lot of sobriety here, isn't it? Thanks again, Pixel. That's an amazing amount of time. 15, 16 years. Brian's 15. It's amazing how many years people have been sober. And to get you guys on here is fantastic for me because I'm only 6 years, half the time. But April seems to be a popular month for stopping. Yeah, as somebody said there, it's transition time, isn't it? John, nice one, Pixel. Samana, good lad, Martin. Any problems along the way? 14 years, amazing. James, okay, mate. Oh, mate, you've helped so much. Thanks, James. Martin, hold it off. Samana, yeah, loads, especially in the first few years. Lots of trauma to deal with that I could cause during the decade of alcoholism. So even though you've been off 14 years, you still have things to deal with in your head. I agree with that one. I do agree with that. Roger, nice one, Pixel. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the coffee. So a lot of coffee at night as well. Loads of coffee, which is really good. Natalie bought coffee as well. I'm just over a year not drinking, Natalie. You're my nightly go-to for the first few months. You're doing a great job and I'm very much needed. Thanks so much, Natalie. I really appreciate that. Thanks, Adam. Nice to see you on here again. And really appreciate your support there. Fantastic. It's been mind-blowing, really, the amount of support again. Yeah. And, we'll keep it going. And thanks to everyone who's Clive Alive bought 3 coffees as well. Well, thanks very much, Clive. Clive said, many thanks for your honesty. Thanks, Clive Alive. Fantastic that is. And Richard as well. Really appreciate this format. We're here to support, we're here to help. And, anything we can do, just shout it. Put something in the comments if you want me to cover any particular topics, anything like that, And I will do. I'll get around to it. Somebody asked me to do one about women's drinking. There's a lot of women on here as well. We can do one about that. There's so many topics to cover here. And, like I said, the mission is to get people healthy, isn't it? It's good to, yes, Pixels, it's good to know how long some of you have remained sober, motivational. It is massive, that, isn't it, Pixels? Yeah. It gives people hope all the time, doesn't it? So, Mara, yes, mate, we have to reprogram our brains almost for the first time to deal with trauma, bereavement with alcohol. It's a massive thing when you stop because it replaces. What are you going to replace it with? That's the key question, isn't it? What are you going to replace it with? All that time that you spent in the boozer or at home drinking or trying to duck and dive. And like someone mentioned earlier, it's a full-time job. plus overtime just to try and. Well, we use this word. Somebody mentioned a good word. Soaks its way into every part of your life, and to get it out of your system, and to try and fill that time in, because it's all the time. When I was in active addiction, all I thought about was drinking. When we're going to get the next one? When we're getting the supply from? Will I be able to do this? Will I be able to do that? Can I pick them? Can I drive? All that. And your mind is going 100 miles an hour all the time. Kevin and I tried to change too much at the start. Concentrate on no drink for the first couple of years. The rest will happen. Yeah, I agree. Pixel hi, Adam. James, where are you from? Is that your accent? It's northeastern. Yeah, thanks. Oh, thanks, Roger, for this amazing support. What are you saying? A brilliant channel. Thank you for all your stories and insights. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Roger. Thanks for coming in here. Thanks again for your support. And let's push on every day to get people back to full health, because you can do it. If I can do it, Samara can do it, Brian can do it, a lot of us in here have done it, Pictures can do it, you can do it. Yeah, you can. And I'm living proof, and there's a lot of living proof on here. And like we've seen there's a lot of people who've done it for a long time. Samara, definitely the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Hardly ever think about drinking now. When he wants to boom, it enters my head. Yeah, we've got to get rid of it. We've learned to get rid of it out of our heads. Thanks again, Roger, for that massive donation. Thanks to everybody's support. Huge support. Brian, the new owners of Brewdog have announced they are going to target the female drinker. Patronising and pathetic. It is a bit, isn't it? Yeah. Thanks for that, Brian. I know you've got a lot of inside knowledge on this, which is really helpful. Pixel, nice one, Roger. John Doe, well done, Roger. Thanks for that, John. James has become my best mate. I live in the middle of nowhere, boring and no support. This is the problem. So that's why you've got to really work on it. You've got to really work on it, and, to push it through. But like I said, Jim, get in touch. I'll have a chat with you about it. Okay. I know there's a lot of people sober. There's a lot of people struggling as well. There's a big mix here. So let's, not forget that. And, focus on getting them off it. Richard, thanks for that. Thanks for your comments, Richard. I really appreciate them. Sulfadine's daytime. Sulfadine's daytime problem for decades. Salt caffeine doesn't help. Stopped them a month ago. Down to max 5 generics a day. Still doing booze, but seems all handleable, low level control. As long as you can control it, that's brilliant. Good news, Richard. I don't know anything about the sulfadines. I'll have a look into them. But thanks for that. Roger, so kind. Yeah, thanks, Roger. Thank you, everybody. As if women need more targeting. Yeah, exactly. Actually, Pixel is very patronised, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I mean, in my view, women are better than men. Well, that's what I say all the time to my partner. But no, a lot of intelligence amongst us all. It shouldn't just be targeting women. I mean, I know the number of deaths are higher because of maybe the COVID thing, or people are drinking more, that sort of thing. But it should be targeted to everybody, shouldn't it? So I should have had a bad week where everything seemed to have gone wrong, but being sober has meant I could deal with these things in a rational manner. Where in my drinking days, I would have been very irrational. Yeah, thanks to Sherrod. Do you also find that the small things, the bills that were unpaid, the little bits of carry on you have in your life, your parking tickets, that sort of thing, you worried about to a level where your anxiety was just out of control, and nothing really happened about any of that. 90%, 95% of what we worry about never happens, but we blow it out of all proportion, don't we? So maybe on a hot summer's day, when you get dehydrated, you feel like it's cold shandy. I find that thirst triggers the brain into historic drinking. Stay hydrated all the time. That's a good point. Drink some water. Keep hydrated. Keep yourself full of something, because nothing better than that first pint. I mean, I can remember going for the first pint after like a late turn. Finished about 10:15 in London's West End on a Friday night. You have 3 days off. Walk to the pub, have some of his Ingerbrow lager. Brian know about that. And the first pint was unreal. The feeling. About 5 or 6 of them. Get the Underground Oxford Circus. Felt really mellow and happy. And then get home off some more because I knew it was going. Thanks, Gareth, for the coffee. I really appreciate that. Well done, mate. Thanks, Gareth. Really, I can't believe there's so much support tonight. Natalie, I'm just over a year not drinking. You were mine nightly to go through. I'm really pleased, Natalie, we got you off that. This horrendous substance. And thanks to everybody. Paul, great channel, keep the good work. Love the stories about London. Yeah, so thanks, Paul. Thanks to everybody who's been on. Yeah, the summer's days. There's an excuse to drink the winter's days as well, isn't it? That's the thing. Kevin, when I was at the end of my drinking, I craved death, but fear kept me alive to get so. That is a fantastic message, sir. Yeah. Sometimes you feel you just want to not be here because of the carry on and the pain you're going through. You've got to remember, you can recover. You've got to remember, and on this channel is living proof, there's a lot of experience here, and you're sober, you can get sober, we can all get sober. And one of my old work colleagues wants to stop drinking, and I've recommended he watch your channel. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, pass it on. Because it's not just my videos, there's people on putting comments in, like lots of people on here will put comments on. You can learn a lot from them, get in touch with them, and cross match it all. Richard, Soberdine's a bigger problem than most folk realise. It's the caffeine in them that helps you get hooked. First it was to non-caffeine generic, then half the numbers, keep the wrappers you stay. Thanks, Richard. I'll have to look at that and look into that. Thanks, Gareth, for that. $5 well done, well earned. Thanks, Gareth. I really appreciate all the support. I really do. You can tell. I do. I mean, it makes a massive difference to the channel. It makes me able to keep putting away at this and doing more videos and doing more lives and maybe do another book. I don't know, but what I've been through, what a lot of you have been through, I'll incorporate that into a new book. I think that would be good. If you have to put your not names on there, but like your handle on there, I can do a book with people who have been here for a while on the lives and on the channel and put some input, make it like a handbook type thing, or an experience book would be better. Thanks, Adam. We're learning from each other. That's a good point. And Pixels out we are. If people are willing to put a little bit in, a bit of time to write a short piece about themselves, I could put them into a book, which would be brilliant, wouldn't it? Because everybody's got different experiences and different levels that they've been to, different health problems, different anxiety levels, all that sort of thing. Evan, I'm drinking. I did things I would never do in my new life in sobriety. Trying to pull yourself down early in sobriety for the past, it will change. Yeah, it's like that, Kevin. Yeah, it will change the time. Again, my mother was very wise in 1995. She always says, nothing stays the same. And when you're in a bit of a rut, you think it's all going to stay the same, but it doesn't. Whether it changes for better or worse, with sobriety, everything will change for the better. Everything gets better when you're sober. Upstanding, I will accept this skepticism, but just letting folks know that Shia LaBeouf extends his regards. I've been watching your stuff. Okay. I don't know who Shia LaBeouf is, but it would be interesting to find out. Pixels, all walks of life in here, Steve. Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? Pixels, all walks of life, all different stages of problems. And recovery and success stories as well. Together we can help everybody. That's the game, isn't it? So we said not only can the newcomers learn from us old timers, you also help us remember where we came from. Yeah, thanks to Richard. I think the thing is to play that tape forward, isn't it? As to how ill you were. Whenever you get any sort of anything at all which was going to lead you down that path, think of how poorly you were. That's what I do. How ill was I, at that time, and you think, well, this is just incredible. How well I am now. People will say to me, you look really well. I'm talking about good people. The pub goers I used to drink with become jealous of you, and they become jealous of you as well, and they probably are, because you've got to well. Richard, language learning is useful. You can talk and sing aloud. It occupies one's mind. 3 words a day. With me, it's Chinese. Really? That's interesting, Richard. I am trying to learn a new language because my partners can speak lots of languages. All I can speak is English. Barely that, really. So I'll have a look into that, Richard. It's a good point. Learn a new language. 3 words a day. It's a good ploy, that. Given one of the greatest gifts that helps you sobriety in sober life is to help others. Yeah, I agree with that. To see other people succeed is incredible, isn't it? Guy, I just stumbled across your video this evening. Thanks, Guy. Nice to see you. I have experience of being the partner of an alcoholic. Also, it's a terrible thing to witness people can do and change for the better. Thanks, Guy. That might be a good a good video title, that being the sort of sober partner, as it were. Samara, for a bunch of pissheads, the chat is extremely civilized and grown up compared to other live stream. Thanks, Samara. I appreciate that. It is, yeah. I think if everyone wants to laugh, we can laugh, but we should have a good, intelligent group here, if that makes sense. A wise group. Cher is an American actor. Public struggle with addiction. Hope he finds surprise. Oh, thanks, Pixel. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's interesting, that. American actor. Been watching your stuff. That's incredible if they've been watching this stuff, isn't it? Mind blowing, really. Because this channel only started 23 months ago. It's currently 2 years, 23rd of April, and it wasn't even my idea. It was my partner's idea. So it's Samantha who comes on. That was her idea, and it's turned into a very helpful and connective community. I'm drinking, I lost everything. In drinking, I lost everything, but in sobriety, again, lost more. Yeah, you lose the lot, don't you, in drinking? Well, that's why that's why I say to people, you lose everything, including your life. And I've got a few friends who haven't died yet, but they will die soon because they drink too much. One's had a stroke, another one broke his leg, broke his hip, Gareth, my favourite is small fry for what you do. So, Gareth, it's fantastic, that really is. It's a massive donation. All the help we can get is really appreciated. And you just come on here and comment and watch and listen and learn and tell, and also comment. Commenting is the best thing, because everyone will see it, everyone will hear it, and you think, well, that's a good point, that that people make, and I can do that. Or I think Pixels mentioned earlier, it's the actual motivation. When you hear somebody's been off 15 years, and you think, crikey, a few years ago I couldn't have been off for 15 minutes. Because I was drinking constantly just to try and get to a level. Samara calls it an equalizer. And that's how it starts, I think. When you need to drink more than you want one. That was another thing about Parkinson. That's a fantastic line. I'll use that all the time now. When do you know you're in trouble? It's when you need a drink rather than want one. Yeah? And that's key. It's key to it. Pixel, yes, same here. I seem to be gaining much more in sobriety than I could have imagined as drunk. Totally right there, Pixel, yeah. Get a lot more out of life, don't you? You get everything out of life. Brian, talking to American actor Steve, yes, you do look like a younger Gene Hackman. Thanks, I will have a look at what it looks like. I hope it looks all right. Thanks for that, Brian. Appreciate it. Kevin, I had was massive in alcoholic drinking, but now debt-free. Sorry, the debt-free, yeah, and was free happy. It will take you down a dark road financially, Kevin, as you know. Guy, just want to say this is all brilliant stuff. Thanks, Guy. Appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. John, thanks, John. So much appreciate this support tonight. It's incredible. John's put a massive super chat in there. I was late tonight, Steve. I've got in-laws visiting. Take care, mate. Okay, John. Hope you have a good night with them. And thanks again for coming on. Thanks again for all your support. And, let's keep going. And see you soon, John. I'll do another one tomorrow night. Cheers, mate. Samara, yes, Steve looks better than a dead Gene Hackman. Is he dead? I've heard of him, but I don't know what he looks like. Richard, are people aware of silent strokes? No drooping face or knotted left arm. So somehow something is lost. Interests or abilities often is not immediately noticed. Oh, right. I haven't heard of that, Richard, but it sounds an interesting topic, doesn't it? Brian is XO, yeah, the dead Gene Hackman. That's interesting. That makes me laugh as well. I think marginally better than a dead person. I must admit, I saw a photograph. Me and my partner were laughing at it for somebody who was somebody like a distant friend, and I said, "Has he been dug up?" However, that's another thing. Ratio is 14 silent to 1 obvious strokes. Really, I didn't know that. That's very interesting. I'll have a look into that. The silent stroke thing. So it's obviously linked to the brain, isn't it? Or is it the blood pressure, or maybe the blood pressure? High blood pressure causes strokes, isn't it? Adam, whenever I was stressed, I always turned to the ball. Yeah, and me. Kevin, I am the only one in my family to get sober, but I have to remember it was my choice. Yeah, and you made the right choice to get sober. Yeah. Hi, Samantha. Good night all. We've done quite a long stint tonight, but it's been really, really good tonight. Fantastic support, fantastic comments, a lot of new people, and thanks to the moderators, and thanks to everyone who's been on here. And let's do another one tomorrow night, same place, same time, if that suits everybody. And obviously, we're going to have this clock change next week. So, beware of the opportunity, shall we say, to relapse or the mindfulness. Always have one. That was my downfall every single time. I can just have one. I feel better now. I'll just try one. And we all know where it leads. It's a dark, dark road, isn't it? And it really is, well, mind-blowing. And it will end up in disaster. It's always going to end up in a full-scale disaster. That's the only way I can put it. I mean, people say to me, you should cheer up. I'm a very happy person. Not in here, don't say that, because I'm happy, but the people in the videos, nice to see Mr. Cheerful. I'm trying to tell people what it can do to you, Pixel, good night, Samantha. Good night, Samantha. And so I want to thank you, Steve. Thanks for turning up, folks. You're the stars of the show. Take care, everyone. Good night. God bless. Yeah, brilliant message, that. And we'll see you all tomorrow then, see you again, some real good followers, mate. Thanks, Adam. Gareth Hackman died at 95, seems his wife died at 65 and could not support him. Really hard to know that. Thanks, Gareth. Yeah, see you later, man. Sobriety's king, Kevin says. So true. And we'll see you tomorrow, yeah? And have a good Sunday. And wake up fresh tomorrow, because you know you will wake up fresh, don't you? You will wake up great tomorrow. It's going to be a nice day. And, get out for a walk. Have a nice breakfast somewhere, whatever, cup of tea. Because I'll just a quick one before I go. I remember spending 100 quid on booze and thinking, I can't afford that food. It's too expensive. What's all that about? Eat good food. Eat the best food you can afford, as Gordon Ramsay said. You can do really well. Steve, can we have live on codependency, marriages, families, etc.? Yeah, of course. We'll have a look at that tomorrow, shall we? Let's do that tomorrow. I'll do a bit of research on that one. On the codependency thing. You got with me. If not tomorrow, we'll do it Monday. And we'll see you all very soon. And good night, Kaz. Keep well, keep fresh, keep healthy, and we all deserve to be happy, don't we? Especially a lot of us who've been through trauma here. Anyone's still struggling, get in touch, and we'll get you sorted. Good night, all, and we'll see you very soon. And thanks again for coming on here. Thanks for all the support and all the rest of it. Look at my typing now. See what's all level. See what the hell. This is ridiculous. You think I was illiterate, wouldn't you? Or might you be? Okay, see you soon. Take care, everyone. And Savannah said, God bless and thanks for your support and be healthy. Be lucky, as my uncle used to say. Be lucky.